Welcome back to another episode of Who Knows What the F We're Doing Today. I guess, yeah, Gina does have an OnlyFan thing. Yep. Anyways, on our days off, Tokyo went and got us a new starter because our starter's pooch. I got my order from Summit Racing, which we made lines anyways. And Tokyo actually brought over another harness just in case we want to put our old injectors back in. So we're going to try a couple things today. Nick sent me a new tune, and we're just going to try and get these 2200s to work. And it's down to the wire. Today is 23rd, which means 8 plus 5, 13 days until we need to be ready. Tough. Anyways, Dyno Day is actually this Saturday. I don't know which day that is, like 3 days from now. I'll be leaving work on a night shift, coming straight home. Tokyo will be picking me up, and we'll be going all the way to Red Deer, which is 6 hours away, so try and sleep on the way there. Dyno this thing when we get there. Hopefully it makes over 1,000. If it doesn't make over 1,000, we should probably just burn it. But the key thing is to get it to run and drive well. We also found out this is only 5 gallons. That's not going to do if we're doing a race week thing. Tokyo brought me over some aluminum as well. We're going to try and build an auxiliary tank somewhere. Maybe, I don't even know. I don't even know if I can pull this tank out and rebuild a whole new tank. I could just unbolt this thing, build a brand new tank, drop it in there. It only needs one 12 outlet, 2 10 inlets, I think. Now to be fair, this was like an $80 Amazon starter. And I was a jerk to it, and this is the starter I hit the wall with, so it had a small crack in it. So I didn't really expect it to last that long, but you know, here we are. A couple hammer marks later, and it's dead now, I guess, but it was kicking. So the motor's actually a little bit smaller on the new one. I don't know if that's going to affect anything or not, but we'll put it in there and see what happens anyways. Maybe I'll order another one on Amazon, just a cheap one, just for a backup. All right, it's in there. Let's just see if it'll crank. Nope, the wire going to the starter must be busted somewhere, or the fuse is blown. Surprise, surprise, the fuse is blown. Yeet. This is kind of the wiring job it came with, so ignore that for now. Okay, starter works. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna quickly load up the tune Nick gave me. I noticed a little bit of changes from the tune I had. So we'll give it a shot and just see what happens. And I mean, the worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work, which it already doesn't work. The biggest thing I noticed between mine and Nick's is the lag times. His are like about half of what mine were. Mine were like 0.77, his were like 0.43 at 13 volts. So, who knows? Let's take it out for a spin, see what happens. I'm gonna go get the GoPro. Okay. Safety belt without the penis one. Ignition. Alright, we got it back inside. It worked actually really, really well. The only thing is we will have one cooling fan hooked up instead of 2. So we were driving at slow speeds, and I don't have a little air dam built yet to get air into the radiator. It is at a little bit of an angle, but not enough. So hook up the second fan. We were running probably cruising like 205 when we slowed down, and you needed the airflow from the rad. it was like, I don't know, 215 and then would drop as soon as you start moving again. I don't want it to be around 205, especially where we live. The air is a little cooler. It's probably like 22 degrees Celsius outside, whatever that is in Fahrenheit, but it's not a lot, and it should be a lot cooler than that. I might go ahead and pull the valve covers off. There is like a little ticking noise. I just want to make sure everything's nice and tight in the valve train. We're just going to start it up. It's at idle. So it's at idle. True North turbos, ball bearing, 88 millimeter. I don't know, that's probably been like 10 seconds now. Let me just get let's get a timer out while it's going. I'll get a timer out while it's going. Timer, reset. Oh, stopwatch. Reset, start. So I started my stopwatch. It's still going. It's still spinning. I can't get the camera all the way in there, so that's unfortunate. There's just shit in the way. And I don't want to burn it on the exhaust either. It's still going though. 18 seconds. And I started this late. That's some smooth ball bearings if you ask me. Look, 32 seconds. I started this super late too. Probably 30 seconds after I shut it down. And I don't know, that's probably about it. 45 seconds plus the 30 seconds on top of that. True North Turbos, make sure to check it out. It's at blacksheepindustries.ca. It's under the True North Turbos tab. It's all one company. We sell the wastegates, blow-off valves should be here soon, flanges, turbos, you know, all the fun stuff.
Man, this one.
Dan came here to lend a hand. We're gonna pull the valve covers off just to make sure everything's good underneath it. I also have to switch out this valve cover and weld the fitting here because this fitting does not fit. Dan's getting the catch can lines on. I was building the screamer pipes, but then I realized that the other pipe that I have is, that's hot. I just welded that one. It's 1 7/8". This is 1 7/8". The other pipe I have is 1.5 inches. It doesn't fit together, obviously. That's kind of what it was gonna look like.
She said it wasn't a big deal, the size difference.
And yeah, clearly Tokyo's here too, going up there to water. To be completely honest, I have no idea where we left off. All I know is I need to hook up the second rad fan, and I've tracked down a wire, this green one up here, that was meant for, I don't know, something. It's sticking out right here. That green one actually correlates in through the cabin, and it's actually right here. The wiring is a mess, and I'm going to redo it before I go on Miles of Mayhem, just not before the dyno, so this is temporary. I'm gonna hook this one up to probably the boost one there, and then I can utilize our switch panel for the second fan. And then the boys actually brought me over some pipe here to extend our turbo dumps down a little bit. It's a mild steel, so it's not going to look as cool, but it's stainless on the top part. All right, technically if I put power to the car and turn on the boost one and the water pump one, I should have 2 fans. Which I do. So before I build the dump tubes, I'm actually gonna go and test it. I just wanna make sure that when I'm idling, this thing will hold like less than 200 degrees, which is probably the main goal here. I might need another fan. Right now we're sitting at like 200 Fahrenheit. Not horrible, but not good for not having a thermostat. It seems to be holding steady at 206. That's like no load on the engine. We're doing like, I don't know, 30 miles an hour. So hopefully if we get a little bit more air into the cooler, it'll be better. I'm gonna go try and park somewhere and just let it idle and see if it heat soaks. 209, 210. 211. That's not good, because I'm just sitting here idling. I'm not doing anything. Maybe I need a bigger reservoir on the top. So it's most definitely getting hot. One of the things I might do is make this tank bigger, this little expansion tank thing that basically just made the rad cap as high a point as it could be. But what I might do is just make this from here all the way up to here, give it some volume, and that way it has a better chance of cooling. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to take the hood off too, because idling it wasn't doing very good. Those fans probably aren't the best either. So the boys have been coming in clutch the last couple of days. I've been working night shifts, and we're going to leave tomorrow right after my night shift and drive down to Red Deer, which is like a 6-hour drive. They're going to let me sleep in the back of the truck, but they're going to come over and load the car after. So I want to get our little screamer pipes built. That way when we go to the dyno, we're not like blowing screamer pipe wastegate stuff everywhere. Man, they've been really coming in clutch. They did pick up some fuel for me, so this season we're probably just going to run Fury 120. This is a leaded fuel, but our unleaded fuel supplier actually stopped making fuel, so Fuse Fuels is no longer. We're going to switch over to Fury for this year. Hopefully we have some luck with this thing. Like I said, I'm going to build the screamer pipes right now. This one just needs a straight piece. This one needs to be cut off at a straighter angle and then a straight piece put down, and I believe that should be good enough. The only thing we could find local was 1 7/8. We have 1 3/4, so it's just going to be a little joint there, and then this is stainless into mild steel, so it's going to be a little bit dumb, but it's what we got to work with. And you can see how much of a rush I've been in every time I come out here, because it is a complete disaster. All right, measuring tape. Down to the bottom. 400 inches, crazy. All right, so we have 2 pieces of pipe here that we're gonna weld together. They're both angled a little bit, and we're gonna weld the angles together to make a little tiny kick angle. It's like 15 degrees. It's like 15 degrees. The weird thing now is we're gonna tackle this one together, but this one needs mild steel rod. And then when we go from this one to the stainless, we actually need to use 309 stainless to join dissimilar metals. So it's 308 when it's stainless to stainless, 309 from stainless to mild, and then mild, I think it's like 70, whatever this is. ER70S-2 when it's mild to mild. So 3 different welding rods for a little majiggy, because we go stainless to stainless, stainless to mild, mild to mild. Tricky Ricky Stern with the hole shot. If you remember that game, we can be friends. I think it was like something for Nintendo 64. You know what's crazy? It's not actually my welder that's this loud. It's actually my water cooler. So where's the power button? Like, so my welder isn't even, it's kind of loud, but it's not like, so this is actually full of water, and then there's like a radiator in the back half of it, and it actually sends water all the way down to our torch right here. So our torch is actually water cooled, and this helps out a lot for like aluminum or high amp welding. I've noticed before that like this gets so hot you can barely hold the torch if you're welding aluminum without water cooling. So for longevity, the water cooling is pretty baller. Anyway, as you can see in the top one, we just kind of like rolled it in and blended it together. It'll work. The whole pipe, and yeah, just bolt that on. 1 pipe done. Boom, first pipe's in there. You can see it goes down. We have probably 1.5 inches, maybe 1 inch down on the lower alternator pulley, but that should be okay, because there should be like no heat in this pipe until you actually open it up and go wide open throttle. You can see it kicks down back there, and then it ends up under here. If it blows, it's going to blow straight under the car. Time to do this one. This one needs to be cut at a bit of an angle because it's not level right now. So cut this pipe, bit of an angle, and then should just be straight pipe and kick back maybe a little tiny bit on this one as well. When Dominic Toretto said he wanted a 10-second car, I don't think this is what he had in mind. This is probably way faster than what he had in mind. Both pipes done. They're not exactly how I wanted them, but I didn't have the material that I wanted either. So those can always be rebuilt. You can always just lop those off and get some more stainless. Now I actually have to put together a small little kit of things that I want to bring with me to the dyno. Spare spark plugs. I'll probably bring the other spare injectors, the injector harness. I might even bring a spare Holley ECU, just so all our bases are covered, because we are traveling 6 hours to get there, and when you don't want to get there and then just something that you have at home would help you. So I'll put together a small kit and bring that with us. Dan's gonna come over, he's gonna load this up for me because I actually have to go work night shift tonight. But let me know what you guys think it's gonna make on the dyno. I personally would love to see 1200 wheel. I don't know if the trans is going to like that. This is still the same transmission. It's just got an upgraded sprag and stuff in it, but maybe if we taper the torque in a little bit. We do have a spare transmission. It's in Virginia's car. Just in case we blow this one up, we can just put that one in, run it on low boost, like 800 wheel. I do actually have all the billet parts for this transmission. It's just James, I'm talking about you. He's just a busy guy. He's like our only good transmission builder in Alberta. Well, only one that I know of. I'm not trying to discredit anybody here. But he's the only one I trust with my transmissions. He's just been really busy. We ordered all billet parts for it, like a billet input shaft, billet Pro Mod sprag. So that still has to go together. But yeah, dyno day tomorrow. I'm so glad we got it sorted out and figured out. Huge shout out to Nick for sending me a tune that, got it to run and idle without him actually even seeing the car. Once again, thanks to our sponsor. It's our own company, Nick, mine and Nick, Black Sheep Industries. Without it, it's just helping me live the dream, man. I don't have a ton of merch. I'm working on getting more merch. So if you guys want to help support the channel and you're doing a turbo build at the same time, just remember Black Sheep Industries, or if you know a buddy who wants to buy a turbo or a wastegate or something, just let them know. Just let them know. Or if you see someone online, they're like, hey, what's a good turbo? True North Turbos. It helps out, man. We're just the little guys who just want to keep doing it big, keep growing, maybe buy a racetrack one day, a new cleater, Canadian cleater right here. BlackSheepIndustries.ca. Peace easy and get that V. Now I gotta go take a thumbnail of it.
Would you just look at it? Look at it. I think what we're trying to create here is like a 1200 wheel horsepower street car. And I mean, tomorrow's definitely gonna be test day.
I'm literally just doing the best I can with what I got. If you guys have been on the channel for a long time, you'll notice that I have progressed over the years, and where I started from when I just had like a little MIG welder to what I built now is pretty amazing. And I appreciate that you guys come out and support me and keep pushing me to keep progressing and growing and having fun and, emptying my bank account, because that's essentially what a car hobby is.